I found the tracking app my dad installed on my car, so I decided to give him a road trip he'd never forget. He hasn't left the garage in 3 days. My dad has always needed to catch me failing at something. Never mind that I'm a 22-year-old with a job, a paid-off car, and a spotless record. He still calls twice during every shift to confirm I clocked in, still shows up unannounced at my apartment to check the smoke detectors, still demands I send a photo of my odometer before and after any drive longer than 20 minutes. He removed the lock from my apartment door 2 years ago when I still lived at home, saying locked doors meant something to hide. Last month, he followed me to a friend's engagement party and sat in his car outside for the entire 3 hours, texting me every 15 minutes asking when I'd be done. The next morning, I found a small GPS tracker zip-tied under my back bumper. When I checked my phone, there was a companion app buried in a folder labeled Weather Tools. Full location history going back 4 months, geo-fence alerts, speed notifications, everything. Something in me went quiet instead of angry. If he wanted so badly to catch me doing something wrong, I decided I'd finally give him something worth watching. I spent that weekend building it. I created 3 burner numbers and started sending myself texts from them. Time to land right when I knew he'd be checking the app. Week 1 was innocent. Texts about a study group, a coworker asking for a shift swap. He didn't say anything, but I knew he was watching because he mentioned my study group at dinner, unprompted, like he'd earned the information honestly. Week 2, I escalated. I texted myself from a burner labeled Dre about swinging by an abandoned lot off Route 9 to pick up the stuff before my shift. Sure enough, my dad's truck idled outside my work parking lot for 40 minutes that afternoon while I restocked shelves inside. Watching him pace the lot on the security camera feed my manager pulled up out of curiosity. Then came the storage unit incident. I sent myself a burner text about needing to move everything out of the unit before anyone finds it, then deleted it, knowing the tracker app logged deleted messages too. That night at 2 a.m., I got a call from the storage facility's after-hours line. My dad had shown up with bolt cutters trying to access a unit that wasn't even mine, insisting to the night guard that his daughter was hiding something dangerous inside. By week 3, he was unraveling completely. Group texts about a party out by the reservoir, a burner conversation about meeting someone twice my age who'd take care of things. He was checking the app so obsessively he missed 2 morning shifts at his own job. My mom told me he'd started sleeping with his phone in his hand. I should have felt guilty watching him spiral. Instead, I felt something closer to vindication. 4 years of surveillance, and he was finally finding exactly what he'd spent that whole time looking for. Then came the Saturday of my cousin's graduation lunch. I planted the final message, a burner text saying I'd be meeting the guy from the reservoir at the restaurant parking lot during the lunch, that he'd be driving a gray sedan, that it was urgent. I made it sound close, dangerous, happening in real time. I was halfway through a plate of pasta when the restaurant door slammed open. My dad came in shouting my name, scanning every table. He grabbed my arm hard enough to knock my fork off the table, demanding to know where the guy was, where the gray sedan was parked. My aunt stood up so fast her chair fell backward. He marched toward the parking lot and started banging on the window of an actual stranger's gray sedan, screaming at a terrified man in his 60s to get out of the car. Someone in the restaurant was already filming. My uncle had to physically pull my dad back before the stranger called the police himself. The whole restaurant went silent, watching through the windows. He found me by his truck afterward, chest heaving, looking almost proud of himself, like he'd just prevented something. That's when I pulled out my phone and showed him the 3 burner numbers, the screenshots of every planted message, dated and timed, the tracker app icon I'd stopped hiding from him 2 weeks earlier, sitting right there in his own settings for anyone paying attention to notice. You wanted to catch me doing something, Dad, so I gave you something to catch. His face didn't argue. It just fell, piece by piece, like watching a wall come down slowly enough to see every brick separate from the one above it. He drove home without a word and went straight to the garage, where he still keeps his tools and apparently himself. He hasn't come out in 3 days. My mom says he won't talk about it, just sits out there with the door down.